Okay, now it looks like it's functional. Hot dog. Starting to show a little different this morning. Jeez, this computer sucks. Here we go. Gee whiz.
We sadly lost the great George Wendt today, better known as Norm Peterson from the greatest TV sitcom of all time, Cheers. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a massive, massive Cheers fan. I've seen every episode probably more times than I should admit. And even to this day, I can watch an episode. I know exactly what joke is coming, and it still makes me laugh out loud every time. It's brought me a lot of joy throughout the years. We're going to miss you, George. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Afternoon, everybody.
This is what we came to hear? You're not just telling us what we want to hear.
You hear what you want to hear. That's what we needed to hear.
Just tell us what we need to do.
Now listen up and listen good, everyone.
Oh, God, here we go.
Oh, God. Here we go. Good morning. I think eventually folks will show up. Me taking a day off, now the Facebook algorithm doesn't want to let me know anything. I don't know. Good morning. We, of course, remembering Norm this morning. I don't know that anybody's even watching yet. Restream says 0. I can talk all kinds of smack right now, and you won't know until you watch the replay. Wow. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Psst, 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 psst. I'm trying to get you to come over and watch. Psst, 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 psst. I don't really want to start into the show till I know there's at least a person here. What the shiznit? I'm going to tag Fred. Because Fred is, hi. Fred's always here early. Fred is as reliable as the phone service. Before the phone service went digital. When you could get lightning electrocuting you through your phone line. You know, when you had a hard, solid core copper wire conducting those things. Hey, good morning, Gregory Gannon. You, sir, are the first here. I think. I now have one, and that's good enough for me. Everybody missed my Norm tribute this morning. It wasn't mine. I got it off TikTok. Some other dude singing. But the Cheers song, you know? It's not a hard one to play and sing. I feel like it's apropos given that Norm just passed away. We'll talk about that later. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. No shit. It really does. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Boom, boom, boom. Wouldn't you like to get away? Yes, I would. Sometimes you want to go to the Rude Dog and do a shot of Jägermeister. Hey there. Good morning there, Fred. Me taking Monday off, Facebook's algorithm said, poop at you, sir. I won't let anybody know you're here. It won't. Said so be it. Sometimes I forget about Wednesday. Well, and not having a show Monday and having the forward thinking to remind you then, right? It's all good. Dennis out there in the ether somewhere. Let me look and see if he's popped on the YouTube yet. No, he hasn't popped in yet. We'll catch him. You have to renovate a bathroom today. You want to fly to Missouri and do 2? My bathroom needs it. You know, here's the thing. I need 3 faucets replaced. One of which I can do myself. The other 2 are under sinks. I don't fuck with under sinks. I suck at it. I don't want to even start on it because I'll get angry and leak. But we got the new dishwasher installed on Monday, and that was ruthless efficiency of Monday morning. So it was worth taking the show off because they did show up early, but they were efficient and they got it done. Didn't give me no bullshit about what the last plumber did. Yeah, it's all good. Cash tips. All right. So let's dig in on today's shenanigans. It is National Waiters and Waitresses Day. Servers. Did you see that Trump signed something about no taxes on tips anymore or something? So I will be working for $15 an hour and extraneous money as tips moving forward. You may tax me according to my minimum wage 40 an hour week requirement. Otherwise, you ain't taxing me for shit. Can I please get my payroll converted to tips? I'm sure companies would appreciate that as well. That's a tax break for everybody. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds good. Oh, yeah? I'll have to look at it. I mean, I've already got the faucets. I've got all the hardware, the faucets, the whole 9 yards. It's just like the bathroom one. God bless my friends that redid it, but there's not much for the washers to grab on to hold the faucet in place. Like, it's kind of plywoody. So I'm kind of just rip the vanity out steps at this point. And then once I start on that, then it's everything. So, and we have a bathroom, full bathroom in our house, small house. So that's a have to do it in a day, like fucking whatever that methy guy was that used to flip houses on TV. It's like that. We got to do it in a day. And I did it years ago, put wainscoting down. Well, then the kids don't know how to close a shower curtain on a clawfoot tub, and so now that wainscoting is ruined behind the shower. Talk plumber to me. Tell me all about your copper welds. Alrighty, it's National Waiters and Waitresses Day, though, and for any of us who have ever served in any given point in your life, salute. International Tea Day. So dip a bag or spread some gossip. I don't know which one we're celebrating, but it's International Tea Day. I like tea in a cup. I'm drinking coffee. It's bean tea. Good morning, Lorraine. Happy Wednesday. It's National Strawberries and Cream Day. Berries and cream? Did someone say berries and cream? Remember those commercials? The creepy dude that looked like that British actor doesn't talk? Mr. Bean. Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm just a boy who likes berries and cream. Ugh. Hey, it's Hug Your Interior Designer Day. I love me. And National Talk Like Yoda Day. But perhaps it is Day of National Talk Like Yoda? So talk like Yoda today. And do it if you work in a call center. You should do that a lot. Talk like Yoda. Also, it is PI Planning Day 1 for Jack Henry, which means we have a day of productivity and focus and hammer down and visions and all the good stuff. And so we're digging in on that today. How about that? Yeah, I like strawberries and cream. Oh my gosh, you want to get me fat again? Whip up some strawberry shortcakes. Them bitches, and I don't even like I said, I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but strawberry shortcake is good. So you got the tartness of the strawberries and whipped cream. Even people without sweet tooth just whip it that shit all day long, right? Renovating a bathroom, I am. Much to learn, have I? It is, yeah, that's it. Talk like Yoda Day. Let's get this friggin' TIQ out of here. Whoops. Let's do that on the screen that has the TIQ. Where the shit? Oh! Sorry. TIQ today. And it's the last day of school for my kids today. They both get out at 11:15, I think. My daughter's picking up my son. I don't have to mess with it so I can stay focused on work today. But today's TIQ is sponsored by the Cape Girardeau Public School District because it's the last day of school and teachers are happy. Very happy. Very happy teachers will like happy teachers. Teachers say this happens 10 times more often on a Monday than any other day of the week. And guess away. Today's winner gets their screen cleaned. I'll clean your screen there, sucker. threats of the 21st century. I'll clean you a screen. School, last day it is. What guesses for TIQ do you have? I started watching the Revenge of the Sith, whatever, episode 3. I started watching that yesterday evening while I was, what the hell was I working on? Oh, I was putting together some camera stuff. Got a camera for some new footage, and I got a deal. I'm always a wheeler dealer, but this was a really good deal. Thank you, Best Buy, and thank you, Zero Interest. But I got an Insta360 for out on the one wheel and riding a bike and going kayaking and all that shit. We're going to have some fun videos. Content, baby. All about the content. Tardiness. Kids falling asleep. Absences. Seagulls. Seagulls. Absenteeism. Oh, God, we're going to get down that track. I heard a song on the radio the other day, though, Fred, that absolutely reminded me of the Seagulls song, and I was like, there can't be that much similarity in this not have something to do with that. This shirt, new shirt for my birthday, but look at the fucking tag in this biatch. And that's it's like 2 double mattress tags, and they are bolted into the side seam, so I'm not tearing them. And I don't want to cut them because then I got a rough edge inside the shirt. It's a quandary. First world problems. Kids sick they are. You have chosen poorly. Now bring in another movie there. Forgot the assignment. Close. Not it. Not it. But good guesses. Keep it up. Today's winner receives a high five and a spritz of the old screen cleaner because the camera, I can visibly see dust creeping on that camera. You're not getting the full HD picture. By the way, let's take the hat off. I came in, man, it was freaking freezing in here. The thermostat was at 71. Now look here. I don't know if anybody's pausing or what's going on or what's flashing in hots, but we don't need it. 71's too damn cold, and it's freaking cold out. It's 56 when I came into work. Damn it. Passing notes with Lorraine on a Monday. Nope, it's a CVS tag. Whoopee cushions. The timeless classic. I do love a good whoopee cushion, and I will tell you, properly, not a fan of the self-inflators. I prefer the blow into it, get one shot, and then hurry up and snatch that. Not the it's got a sponge in it, slowly inflates. It's garbage. Because you got a hole. Inevitably, you don't get the force. You don't get the properly. I digress. No pants. Good guess. Happy birthday to these folks. Now we got a show today. I've got top 10 disasters that were caused by a single point of failure. Those moments of ill-fated serendipity. Happy birthday to Tamara Khalil. Tamara, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Zach Young. I haven't seen Zach in a hot minute. Dude, do you still live here? Seriously, I haven't seen Zach Young in a hot minute. But happy birthday, dude. Playing desktop football with Greg. Desktop football is the best. I can still fold a football pretty tight. Thank you. Happy birthday to Terry Heiserer. Terry was one of our early pals with Levi's Adventure Trail, and she overcame cancer and is still with us. And Terry's beautiful, and you're awesome, and happy freaking birthday. She's like 42 today. That's what I'm thinking. And Benny Pulaski. Hey, brother Benny, happy birthday. That's a lot of alliteration. You're welcome. Bills quarterback Josh Allen's birthday today. Josh Allen's 29. He's kind of old. It is convenient, Fred. You're absolutely right. Because they poo, and then as they lift off, it's got a grommeted hole in the rough center. Depending on if you placed it grommet side up, it's going to fill faster. If you play grommet side down, it might be butt up against some vinyl. Ain't getting much circulation. You know what I'm saying? So it's not reliable either. It's too much thinking. Ta-da! Don't fuck with the classics. Excuse me. TIQ, number of students assigned detention. No. This happens 10 times more on a Monday than any other day of the week, according to teachers. Guess away. Country star Cody Johnson is 38 today. Happy birthday, Cody. Ricky Williams, little Ricky. Ricky's 48 today, former NFL player. Biggie Smalls would have been 53, but he got wet. Biggie passed away. So no birthdays for Biggie. But he would have been 53. Bruce Buffer is 68. Bruce Buffer, by the way, is an announcer for MMA. Oh, what a voice. Bruce, happy birthday. Judge Reinhold is 68 today, which seems hard to accept that he is 68. I mean, you think, God, how far back? I mean, it was 80s movies. That was 40 years ago. Shit. Anyway, forgotten homework. No, but close guess. No supplies. No, good guess. I forgot my pencil box. You remember the smell of a pencil box? And if you were like me as a kid, you probably had a cigar box that you might have wrapped and decorated or whatever else, you know? But once you'd had a good school year in there with crayons and erasers and the random paper clips and little dust bunnies in the corner and your number twos all up in there, number two pencils, not poops. And you open that cigar box, that school box, that pencil box, and that smell, that is a smell that is captured in childhood. If you go find your old pencil box today, give it a whiff. By the way, this new Nothing More version of Free Fall with Chris Daughtry, it's good. I think so, Gregory. I believe so. I'm not an MMA guy, but I know who he is. I looked it up. I was like, oh, it's that guy. But I don't remember his catchphrases. Midgets. No, it is not midgets. The crazy kids, they coming to school with midgets? No. Mr. T's birthday today. Mr. T is 73. I told you the best people were born in May. And should have stuck to comedy. Al Franken is 74 today. I don't like politics. Do what you want. But Al Franken says you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. Positive affirmations. No lunch. Lorraine got it. They forgot their lunch, not their homework. I'll be a huckleberry. Johnny Ringo. You might very well be the Antichrist. Not Johnny Ringo, that buxom woman what took his soul. All right, there you go. A spritz of the lens cleaner. And boy, look at that HD quality. Well, that made good sense today. I'm glad we did that. So glad we did a little Wednesday cleanup. All right, this next thing I'm going to show you, just a quick video clip. So Saturday we went to Point Fest in St. Louis. Alicia's in St. Louis, and boy, did she come into something. First off, we'll backtrack pre-Point Fest. Last week in our area and in St. Louis, there were tornadoes came through. We had a couple people die just south of Cape here in Scott City as a tornado blew through. St. Louis had incredible damage come through, Del Mar, U City, that whole area. Tore up a lot of houses, tore up some businesses. Steve's Hot Dogs shop there in town got torn up. A lot of damage, a lot of people displaced, and a lot of issues, but what's beautiful to see immediately, and these are old brick, these old St. Louis brick firehouses from back in the Limp Mansion days, right, that are rental properties now, a lot of them low income. People pulled together, churches pulled together, became centers, became what they needed to do to help each other out. Now, on the same coin, on the other side, there were people who immediately jumped into looting and doing terrible things, but that was quelled pretty quick from what I understand. But they continue to rebuild, try to do what they do. FEMA, fuck FEMA. Their response wasn't shit. I don't even know if they've made it in yet. And you know it's bad when horse-faced Josh Hawley calls them out for this shit, right? Because he's Mr. Trump kisser, but I'm just saying, they didn't get shit done. St. Louis came together, and they continue to come together, stay strong. I'm sure if you want to assist them with any relief stuff and you're out in that area, I'm sure you can find ways to do it. The Red Cross is always there as well. 3D Glory. if you cross your eyes, if you relax your eyes just right, you'll see a shrimp running away from a mantis on my forehead. Not a mantis shrimp, a shrimp running away from a mantis. It's a metaphor. Anyway, shout out to St. Louis, and shout out to the fact that you had people who were dealing with that and then also dealing with the show on Saturday night and Point Fest, and Urge was one of them. Steve Ewing mentioned Steve's hot dog shop. Steve's shop got tore up, and that neighborhood all around there, I mean, there's a lot of love in there, and a lot of my St. Louis music guys have got roots in this area. So we're thinking about him, and it was a hell of an emotional balance, I'm sure, for him to have to do that and have his crew clean up the hot dog shop while he's at Point Fest rocking out. And long story short, we rocked the freak out and had a really good show, really good time. 311 was phenomenal. The Urge was fantastic. The show was good. All the shows were good. We're not going to blah, blah, blah show review. But this video clip that I'm going to show you is just while the Urge was playing, and Carrie got the video clip. I didn't even see this happen in real time. But she just noticed as she looked down the road with the kids and our friends, and Lawson's down there with his buddy Riker, and he was just rocking out and singing along to the Urge. And that makes my heart happy because that's the shit that I love. And I came of age with the Urge. You know what I'm saying? And I made connections and friends because of that band that have outlasted first marriage and shit like that, right? So here you go. Here's some Urge rocking. But Lawson's the one in the back. That's Kevin in the hat standing still. And that's Kristen who's rocking out silly. There's Lawson in the blues hat. Just rocking out with Riker, singing along the Urge. So there you go. And there's Kristen. She dances like a white girl, but she was having a good ass time. We were all having a good ass time. All right. So there you go. There's my little clip from Lawson. Now we're going to get out of the birthday shenanigans. We got today's History Nuggies and a whole show. Gregory, you need to check they got more tour dates for this next leg, I believe. I think. The Unity tour that they're doing. But man, I haven't seen them live. That was the first time I'd seen them live in quite a while. That was Carrie's first time seeing 311. And, of course, both the kids' first time seeing 311. But, man, they were, a huge, huge influence on me. 311, The Urge, and the Boss Tones were probably my biggest and Sublime early influences for music as far as playing and performing goes. And 311 songs, man, let's go all day long. That's a lot of lyrics to keep in your head, too. I've sung them wrong so long that when I do homebrew, it's Darren's version of homebrew. 311, Nick Haxon would be like, yeah, but, and S.A. would be like, no, whatever. I hope they get there, too, for your sake, man. It was good. And they went some deep tracks. It made me real happy. All right. Speaking of Red Cross and disaster relief, it was on this date in 1881 that the Red Cross was founded. 1914, the Greyhouse Bus Company began their services on this date, 111 years ago. Happy birthday, Greyhound. Go Greyhound. You guys ever ride the bus for a destination? I think I did when I was a little kid. Like I rode a bus somewhere. I can't remember where it was. Nothing personal, bus drivers. I just don't remember where I went. 1927, of note, St. Louisians. If you want to go see the plane he did it in, it's in St. Louis. Charles Lindbergh completed the world's first solo nonstop flight across the Atlantic Ocean. Didn't stop to pee, didn't get snacks. 1927, 98 years ago. 98 years ago. And you can go see it in St. Louis. 1964, the Drifters recorded Under the Boardwalk. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, on a blanket with my baby is where I'll be. Under the boardwalk. It's a good-ass song. You went from Cleveland to Atlanta on a Greyhound. Whoo! Damn. That's a haul, Forrest Gump. 1980. On this date, fans clamored to theaters for the release of The Empire Strikes Back. Dun, 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 1981, reggae star Bob Marley was buried with state honors in St. Anne's, Jamaica. You got hash in the bathroom in Columbus. When I was in college, marching band trip, we played the Greater St. Louis Marching Festival at Busch Stadium, Busch 2. And we walked down to White Castle at like 2 o'clock in the morning because that's what you do when you're drunk. And some bro on a bike tried to sell me hash out in front of the White Castle. A little brick of hash he had in a fucking gum wrapper. And I was like, I don't do drugs, sir. 1983, David Bowie hits #1 with Let's Dance. Good song. Put on your dance shoes and dance the dance of dances. Let's sway. And then in 1994, All for One hits #1 with I Swear. Oh my God, how many weddings around the world used either the John Michael Montgomery or the All for One version of I Swear? It was John Michael Montgomery, wasn't it? And I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there. I don't remember. I think it was. You should tell Cannon Cut stories. I need to do another TikTok live and give you another stories from the road. Now that I'm assured that the statute of limitations has run out on those things. It's really more of a matter of personal judgment of my scruples 20 years ago. Moving on, in 1999, finally, after many, many moons, Susan Lucci received a Daytime Emmy, her 19th nomination. You like me. You really like me, she stated from the podium. And then they played that Wrap It Up music. 2011, Adele hits #1 with Rollin' in the Deep. And in 2017, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus performed their final show at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. I like a circus, but I understand. I get it. I just splashed coffee into my eye. Did you guys catch that? I hope that shit was in HD. Wow. You know, I've heard of getting, coked out on coffee by taking it intravenously, but I never thought to use coffee as eye drops. That's cool. I'm glad I don't put a lot of shit in my coffee. You've got eye cancer now. All right, let's get Stone Richards in here. Hurry up, Stone. It's so nice out. I want this show to get going so these people can go have fun. Wednesday, May 21st, in the year of our Lord, 2025. What the hell did I have? Oh, whoops. That was weird. I didn't text Dennis to say I'd be back this morning, but I did assume that he would find it. Dennis don't need no leash. Okay, so Stone, we got a decent few days ahead. Here's what we need. We need 4 dry, sunny days with a little bit of a breeze so we can cut and bale hay. We need it to happen that way. What do we get? Sunshine today, high of 77. Nice. A little bit of a breeze, 12 to 16 mile an hour winds. Whoosh. High of 77. Excuse me. Tonight, 20% chance of showers. Not much. Worth it, maybe. Thursday night, mostly clear. Thursday, sunny, high of 73. Tomorrow, a little cooler. Friday, sunny, high of 72. Ooh. What about Friday night? Well, Friday night and a Saturday, because you see there's a weekend coming. And matter of fact, it's a 3-day weekend coming. 40% chance of showers Friday night leads to a 70% chance of showers for the entire day on Saturday. Taking a big old shit in what you want to do. Well, hey, at least it'll be warmer. I mean, it is the end of May, right? Ha, ha, ha. No. Mostly cloudy. High of 68 for Saturday. 74 for Sunday. Showers, possibly a thunderstorm. Mostly cloudy skies. Well, don't worry, right? Memorial Day, it's got to be decent for the freaking barbecue fest mega day of ever. No. Sunday night, showers, thunderstorms likely before 1 a.m. Could have some overnight heavy rainfall with a low of 59. stepping into a chance of showers and thunderstorms for your Memorial Day with mostly cloudy skies and a tepid temperature of 71. But Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 72. Why does it always shit on our weekends in Missouri? It has been shitting on our weekends for like 2 months. Last weekend, the first like actual decent weekend. And thank you for that, for the track meet and everything, right? But we have Hillsboro Saturday. It's districts conference, whatever the next step is. I get confused. And then it's state the weekend after that. Hopefully Layla will be going back to state. She did champ out on Saturday. Set a new PR on discus and took district champion. So fucking A. And last night she got recognized for all conference academic and all state academic. So hooray for that too. Oh, Jesus. I'm not going to say out loud what I'm thinking right now. Hey, Stone, you go have a conversation with him, okay? And make sure he doesn't screw that up. It's like sending a child in to do computer repair. All right, thank you, Stone Richards, Weatherlord. We're breaking through with some brekkie bits. What time is it? Shit, it's already 3 minutes after 8. We'll probably skip most of weird news then. Not that I care. Yeah, Gregory, I feel you. And I have not checked out the new Andor series because it'd been a hot minute, right, since the last one. I kind of want to go back and rewatch the first one. I don't know that I need to. But I'm kind of obsessive that way. Like I need to bring my brain up to speed, especially after rewatching 5 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I'm going to get some shit mixed up somehow. It's going to end up, something's going to happen sideways. There's going to be, Ada's going to show up in Andor. I'll be like, what? All right. As mentioned this morning, and if you missed the tribute, I apologize, but you were late. But George Wendt, best known for playing Norm Peterson on Cheers, and of course from The Bears on SNL. George Wendt. He has passed away. He was 76. The actor passed away on yesterday morning. So we remember George Wendt. Cheers to Norm. Thank you. Thanks for the laughs. Cheers was one of those shows that I loved watching with Mom as a kid. Cheers, fucking funny. Good show. You had the misogynist, you had the dingbat, you had the loudmouth, you had the drunk, you just had so many colorful people. I think that may have adapted me to see more color in life. I don't know. Thank you, Cheers. Everybody knows your name. Andor, yes. And then I think what I want to do is watch Season 1, Season 2, Rogue One, and then the original trilogy. That's the meat and potatoes of Star Wars for me. Those are it. Before and after, that is the crux of Star Wars. 67-year-old Scott Adams. He's the cartoonist who created the comic strip Dilbert that Susan had posted up all around her cubicle when you guys worked together 22 years ago. Anyway, she announced, Scott Adams, and in his words, quote, "I have the same cancer that Joe Biden has. I also have prostate cancer that has also spread to my bones. I expect to be checking out from this domain sometime this summer." Okay, Scott, I'm sorry to hear that, but that's how matter of fact he was about it. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. The linear fashion. And when Rogue One dropped and the end of Rogue One leading into episode 3, A New Hope. How good was that fucking ending of Rogue One? Holy crap. Hey, Jason Kelsey's getting slim and trim in case you Taylor Swift jealous types wanted to go for the stocky brother to Travis. Jason Kelsey says he's lost 25 pounds since retiring from the NFL. Good for you. Conan O'Brien, by the way, is going to play a new character in the 5th Toy Story film. I didn't know they were making another one, but apparently they are. And Conan O'Brien's going to play a new character called Smarty Pants. I think we're going to hate him. Sounds like a character we're going to hate. This one blew my mind. 38 years after the first Lethal Weapon movie, which, by the way, that whole series, dynamite buddy cop. Anyway, Lethal Weapon, 38 years ago. Now, both Danny Glover and Mel Gibson are coming back. I'm not shitting you, for a fifth movie in the franchise. Mel is 69 years old. Danny is 78. And he was, in Lethal Weapon 4, he was too old for this shit. Right? I mean, I know they gave him some extra gray, but. So it's coming back. When I was a kid, I had the privilege of seeing Johnny Mathis perform at the Fox Theater in St. Louis with my parents. And as a kid, I didn't really appreciate it at the time, but I remember it. Because who would not remember Johnny Mathis? And hopefully you do if you ever saw him live, because he just had his final live performance. He performed on stage for the final time at the Bergen Performing Arts Center in Inglewood, New Jersey on Sunday night. He's leaving the stage due to age and increasing memory issues. Johnny turns 90 this September. Yup, Julian, that's it. I'm telling you, when I saw that, I was like, what are they... What's it called? Limp Weapon? I don't even know where it would go. Like, when you think of the last one and they play, Why Can't We Be Friends? And they rolled the credits and everybody, and they showed all the years of stuff. That's closure. When they found an extra box of Krugerrands somewhere and they had to, I don't know. Diplomatic immunity. The legendary Johnny Mathis, though. It would have been good to see him again. Ace Hardware, by the way, is teaming up with the VFW, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and will give away 1 million American flags at participating Ace Hardware locations across the country this Saturday between 11 and 2. Check with Corey's and Ken's here locally. I assume they're doing this. Seems very up their alley. But check that out. Okay? Memorial Day. Lethal back pain. There you go. Lethal limping. He's getting away. Of course he's getting away. Let's see. What else? Oh, if you ever did your genetics through 23andMe, did you guys ever do one of those genetic tests? I did not. But American biotech firm Regeneron, which is a great name, totally corporate, Regeneron. Anyway, they're buying 23andMe because they're going biggity bankrupt. $256 million. And now they got your genetic information. Regeneron. Clone armies. Coming. And last but not least, only food news nugget for the week. Cheez-It. Cheez-Its. You know the cracker people? Fucking crackers. They're coming out with their own line of frozen pizzas. Because of course they are. All right. Out of all this slimy brekkie bitch shit, we're going to talk about some dinosaur facts. All right? Coming with my grade school A game today, Dino Facts. Legitimate dinosaur facts. I'm about to blow your mind with some prehistoric ponderances. There's a wheelchair chase scene, yeah. The wheelchair gets the full Michael Bay treatment at the end. It's like rolling, it flies off a dock and they just, and the wheel comes rolling by them, and they just stopped chasing them, right? The wheel comes rolling by them. What do they say? What does Mel Gibson say? What's the catchphrase that comes in when the chair goes rolling by them? What would be the catchphrase for that buddy cop moment? I can't think of anything. I wanted to say something about like shouldn't have parked in a handicap spot, but that doesn't make sense because they were in a wheelchair too. So who knows? I'll tell you this, though. Velociraptors, you know, Jurassic Park style, them scary fuckers that was stalking around trying to eat the childrens. Velociraptors were not as big and scary as you think, okay? Fact is, they were about the size of chickens. Velociraptors were nowhere near the size they were in Jurassic Park. Those were velociraptors. They were mega velociraptors. I don't know. They supersized the order. But anyway, a velociraptor skull is about 6 inches. So, yeah, about chicken size. They still bite the shit out of you. They'd eat your calf. They'd snatch your leg, and then once they got you down, you're toast. It's like piranhas of the Jurassic era. T-Rex had exceptionally good eyesight. Despite what movies might make you think, T-Rex could see some serious shit. Should have paid your insurance for yeah. So good to have a friend like you. You could not outrun a T-Rex, but you could outmaneuver one. They were not the most agile critters. Good sprinters, big mouths. By the way, and this is kind of an interesting yet terrifying thing to think about if we should ever recreate dinosaurs. Some dinosaurs were precocial. Anyway, it means that they were self-sufficient almost immediately after birth. Now I'm going to go hunting. I'm going to eat your calves. The oldest known dinosaur is the Niasosaurus, which lived roughly 237 million years ago. Many moons have passed. Pterosaurs, you know the big flying ones? They were the first creatures to fly that were bigger than a bug. Yeah, they were first. The largest pterosaurs that we know of, that we've found skeletal remains of and fossilized and so forth, the largest pterosaurs had wingspans of 36 feet. That's like a small plane. So them shits were big. When you see them, the land of the lost, and you're like, ah, dang, that's a big old bird. Well, them pterosaurs were legit. They carry you off in a school bus. By the way, it's likely dinosaurs didn't roar. They more like grumbled or whistled. Dinosaurs. And most of us know this. Birds are descended from dinosaurs. So your chickens, those are just velociraptors, but like softened up. What else? Not all dinosaurs existed at the same time. There wasn't like all dinosaurs encompassed in this time period. No, sir. Dreadnoughtus did not live at the same time as T-Rex. T-Rex did not live with Stegosaurus. You ain't gonna never see a T-Rex and a Stegosaurus fighting. If you got your plastic dinosaurs out and you're doing that, you're historically inaccurate, and someone should have corrected you. Velociraptors had feathers, according to evidence we've seen. Not like you've seen in the movie. Not scales. Not lizardy skin. We know this more now in the last 10 years. By the way, if you find a piece of fossilized dinosaur poop, do you know what fossilized poop is called? Everyone should. Coprolite. And you can get jewelry made of coprolite. Coprolite. Is it coprolite? Coprolite. Anyway, poop. Some dinosaur species could swim. Yeah, that's how they lived in the oceans. Dinosaurs did not roar at their food. Why would you roar at your food? Hey, I'll be there in a minute to eat you. Don't go anywhere. No, they just snatched it up and ate it. And after the asteroid event, the extinction level event that wiped out the dinosaurs, the largest creature on Earth after the asteroid event was likely about the size of a badger. Anything bigger than that? How about it? Dinosaur facts. Beep. All right, we're going to get a couple of weird newses in because, I mean, there's some gems in this, I'm not going to lie. We got a Florida man one. But then we're also going to talk about those top 10 disasters caused by a single point of failure because they're just tremendous. All right. Weird news number one. This comes from Durango, Colorado, where a kangaroo recently escaped from his enclosure for the second time in 2 years. He's breaking out. He was found near a middle school, this runaway marsupial. An officer cornered the kangaroo and scooped him up before placing him in the back of his police car. As you can see, this was a juvenile kangaroo and not a big-ass kangaroo because ain't nobody scooping up a big-ass kangaroo. The police posted, quote, "We have the kangaroo detained. Irwin, Durango's most unexpected repeat offender. Public safety doesn't skip a hop, even with paws in a pouch." Coprolite. Yeah, Fred, you got it right with the O. Coprolite. Sounds like a vitamin supplement. What are you taking? Oh, I'm taking some of this for mass. I got some Coprolite. All right. This one I had to bring just because of how bizarre it is and kind of scary. A Lufthansa flight from Frankfurt, Germany to Seville, Spain, briefly turned into an airborne ghost ship earlier this year. The plane flew, or earlier last year. Yeah, it was last year. The plane flew on autopilot for 10 minutes, completely unsupervised. 10 minutes. That's a long-ass time. The co-pilot passed out mid-flight. So what happened was, long story short, this is February of last year. The pilot went to use the bathroom. He stepped out, left the co-pilot alone. Right after the pilot stepped out, the co-pilot had a medical incident, had a seizure or something, passed out of commission. 199 passengers, 6 crew members on board. And the Airbus A321 cruised at altitude with nobody actively flying it. The report said the autopilot and thrust system stayed engaged, keeping the plane on course, despite the unconscious co-pilot accidentally hitting switches and controls during his medical episode, which I assume was a seizure if he's twitching around throwing things. They couldn't get back into the cockpit. The captain tried to use the normal door code, chiming 5 times. Did not work. Use the emergency override to re-enter the cockpit. And once back in control, they landed in Madrid, where they landed safely, and the co-pilot was rushed to a hospital. But pretty crazy stuff. Weird news. It does sound like, yeah, coprolite for your pro-colon performance. And Florida man, the Lake Okeechobee News presented this little happy story. This Florida man recently seen watering plants in a mobile home park with no pants on. His name was Darren. Deputies spoke with the man. He wasn't being vulgar, so they could not arrest him. Because apparently in Florida, you can water plants with no pants. And it's not illegal unless you're being vulgar. So maybe he's just out in his tidy whities. I don't know. Neighbors were advised to keep reporting similar incidents so that the cops can keep coming and giggling. And that's it. We're going to skip the last one. I don't care about the last one. It's about a nudist colony 5K. And I just, it was immediately dick flapping and bruised boobs. And I just thought, what a terrible, terrible, unsafe way to run a 5K. All right, top 10 single failures. Top 10 disasters caused by a single point of failure. You know what I'm talking about? Our illustration here is the one link in the chain, the hitch pin that comes out that everything falls apart, right? And we've seen it happen. Think back to Miss O'Leary's cow in Chicago, right? But these are primarily more recent. I think the oldest one I got is 1977, okay? That's a light news day for Florida, man. Yeah, and I don't know if we're bouncing it in the warm and fuzzies. I didn't look at locations when I plugged them in this morning, but 10 disasters caused by a single point of failure. Number 1, and these are in no particular order, 2003. And some of you who live up that way, Gregory, may remember this. The Northeast blackout of 2003. It was a software bug in Ohio-based First Energy's alarm system. It failed to alert operators to an overloaded transmission line, and because of this, a cascading power outage left over 50 million people in the U.S. and Canada in the dark for up to 2 days. 50 million people without power, all over a software bug. That's nuts. Man, terrible, right? Yeah, Florida, you're supposed to be the first line of defense. No, don't worry, Gregory. We're going to have that golden dome. We're going to have Trump's hairpiece from space, right? Protecting us from everything. We're good. Fucking Reagan's Star Wars program has been reborn. Look out, plagiarism abounds. Number 2, and I remember this one vividly because I was a space fanatic as a kid, and I was in 6th grade in Mrs. Walker's class. We had the TV cart, and we were watching it. The Challenger space shuttle explosion. It was January of 1986. That single point of failure came down to a single O-ring seal. One little rubber O-ring. Cold weather conditions during launch caused the seal to fail, and that one little malfunction caused that catastrophic explosion that killed All 7 crew members just 73 seconds into the flight. Your daughter decided to run away that morning. Oh, during the blackout? Holy shit, snacks. That is scary, Lorraine. That's like The Last of Us kind of scary, like zombie apocalypse moments, right? Yikes. Whoosh. Number 3. 2012, the night capital trading glitch. Again, this is why security for code and assurances of code work and being double checked, triple checked, all that is so important. So important. The single piece of faulty code released by Night Capital led to $440 million in losses in just 45 minutes. The error rapidly bought and sold stocks at irrational prices, nearly bankrupting the firm and shaking the foundations of Wall Street. Single piece of faulty code screwed up the trades. $440 million in losses in 45 minutes. You can't undo that. There's no go back on that. Whew. I do remember this, the Toyota accelerator recall, and this was over a couple of years, 2009 to 2011. But a single flawed pedal mechanism within Toyota's manufacturing led to unintended acceleration in multiple vehicles. Just driving, and then the car takes the fuck off. Your Camry's gone. The design flaw triggered, of course, multiple global recalls, lawsuits, the temporary halt of Toyota sales in the U.S. That skinny woman that's always saying Toyota-thon's going on, she was slopping sloppy joes in a lunchroom. Cost the company billions of dollars. Still around. That's why I was glad we have that Camry from 2008. 1985 through 1987, a software flaw in a radiation therapy machine bypassed safety systems, and it caused radiation therapy patients to receive deadly overdoses. It was called the Therac 25 radiation incidents, whatever. It was all linked to a single coding issue in the device's control software. It overdosed people on their radiation, on their chemo radiation. Terrible. Oh, boy. Now, this will take you back a little bit. We remember this, probably. The great Facebook outage of 2021. I say it a little tongue-in-cheek, right? A configuration error in a single command during a routine maintenance update removed Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp from the internet. Gone for 6 hours. Where'd Facebook go? I don't know. Oops. The self-inflicted outage highlighted how one update can sever a digital ecosystem. A global digital ecosystem at that. Again, man, I can't say enough about Jack Henry's level of security and cross-checking how we do things there. Should be a model for the rest of the world. Good luck. Keep up, suckers. What else? Number 7. 2005, BP had a refinery explosion in Texas City. Single pressure relief valve. You know, it's getting too much. Psh, that's what his job was to do, right? Not manually. That single pressure relief valve failed and led to a vapor cloud, basically a gas cloud of gas vapor. That cloud ignited, killed 15 people. Boom! Investigation showed the valve had not been adequately maintained. A preventable oversight with devastating results. And those are the real tragic accidents are accidents, right? But when it's something like that just somebody was fucking lazy, didn't do their job, or it was oversight on maintenance side, it's terrible. Number 8, the Ariane 5, I don't know how you pronounce their damn names. Some friggin' plane. Anyway, Ariane, Ariana Grande 5, Flight 501 crash. It's a freaking crash. 1996. A reused piece of software. Hey, let's recycle that toaster software. Super. A reused piece of software from the Ariane 4 designed for a different rocket. This is again, Windows 98, 2011, whatever. It caused a numeric overflow error just 37 seconds into the Ariane 5's maiden flight. The rocket veered off course and self-destructed. Because they reused some software instead of bringing it up to speed for the new rocket. You know, I hate to say a lot of these, you want to blame engineers, but it's not espionage. Boop. No, it's just, fuck this, I'm off. I'll check it tomorrow. Number 9, and this is our oldest on the list, from 1977, the Tenerife airport disaster. A miscommunication caused by a single misunderstood word between air traffic control and a KLM pilot, led to the deadliest aviation accident in history. 2 Boeing 747s collided on the runway, and 583 people were killed. 583 people from one misunderstood word. Rethink how stressful your job is. And the last one, this one goes back to 2014. You use open source software? Yeah, you scrub it. Because this, in 2014, remember the Heartbleed bug? You remember this business being talked about? Here's the deal. It was a single line of vulnerable code in the OpenSSL library. It exposed the private data of millions of people companies had been using the OpenSSL and did not check the code for security, and it exposed millions of people's private info. The flaw was undetected for 2 years. Okay? 2 years, people were just milking this shit. But sensitive internet traffic that was surprisingly not encrypted, passwords, encryption keys, all that kind of stuff, easily exploitable for 2 years. And that's why I don't use my charter.net email for shit. Gregor, you said it right there. There are not even close to enough safety inspectors to make sure really bad things don't happen. Yes. And to add insult to injury, there's so much red tape and bureaucracy with a lot of those inspections that companies and inspectors will work to circumvent those things because of how much bullshit they have to get through to fix it. It's gross. It needs to be fixed. And I would put it to the businesses and the unions in those situations to work that out, right? You want a safe workplace, you got to get more inspectors. I'd love to be an inspector, but I'd do a terrible job. We would add number 11 to this list because I fucked something up. I'm just saying. All right, it's time for your warm and fuzzies. It is 8:30. We're going to break into this sunrise because this is what we're dealing with today. Sunshine, hallelujah. Mid upper 70s today. Hopefully it won't be swamp nuts humid out. We'll see what we get, but I would imagine with the rain we've had, it'll feel a little sticky. A little sticky icky. Hey, Vermont. We heard one of your towns is looking for a new mayor. Perhaps I could run for mayor. What do you think? Sunset lady, sunrise lady. No? Not for this one? Wow, that's insane, Gregory. That's insane. Well, it's true. I can't run for this mayorship, but a town in Vermont, Middlebury, is looking for a mayor, but looking for a dog mayor. Yeah. The mayoral position is open to any canine residents. The nomination process will last 2 weeks. Nominees must have a professional headshot and campaign slogan, a bone in every pot. Each vote costs $5. Proceeds will benefit various dog charities and rescues. It's a great idea. Elect a dog mayor, have a little photo-friendly competition, and raise money for the shelters. Good job, Middlebury folks. Here's some requirements for the resume of this new dog mayor. A, must be a Middlebury resident. So sorry, you out-of-towners, you can't move in on Middlebury. Must be spayed and neutered, of course. Must be well socialized. Yeah, no shitty mayors, no grouchy, bitey mayors. Have no criminal record. Okay, you got to have clean record. Be willing to work for treats. That's easy enough. I do that. And be available for town events, media interviews, the usual pomp and circumstance that comes with mayoral duties. So there you go. You can move to Middlebury and get your dog elected mayor. I think that'd be nice. Wouldn't it be nice to have a dog mayor? I would require their vote on everything, too, at the council. All in favor, say aye. Or roof. All opposed? Okay. Motion passes. No more rental properties in my neighborhood. All right. A missing cat recently reunited with its family in Chicago after 5 years. Thanks to the microchip, they were reunited with Binks. A good Samaritan found the cat, took it to a shelter. Microchip was scanned. They called the owners. Binks' owners drove through Chicago's recent dust storm to get their cat back. That's good. Roof? I didn't get on a roof for the governor. Roof? You watch your tail. Give the governor a roof. And our last warm and fuzzy. I like stories. I like treasure hunting. I don't actively go out and seek these things. I have a metal detector and all that. I have a metal detector, but I don't know how to use it. And it was Dad's. I've tried it a couple times. I kind of sucked at it. But I think that's cool to find treasures, and sometimes you're just rolling around. You find some cool shit on the ground or in the river, find an arrowhead, or some fossils or something cool. I like when people find something that's been lost a long time and then it gets returned back to the new owner, right? This one takes the cake. A Wilmington, North Carolina woman found a Virginia Tech class ring in a Starbucks parking lot. Not on the beach, not in a cave at the bottom of a well. No, she was in a Starbucks parking lot, and here's a class ring. Okay. Well, Lori Rue, that was the name of the person who found the ring, Lori discovered that the ring belonged to Wallace Garst, a Virginia Tech graduate who had since passed away. Wallace's daughter, Laura Stoy, was grateful to receive the sentimental piece back, feeling it was a sign from her late father. The class ring was from the class of 1938. Wow. How it ended up in a Starbucks parking lot is a story for somebody else. Yes, Gregory, perfect. I'm going to talk like Yoda all day and see who notices, because it is.
Talk like Yoda Day. And now, finish the show we must. Do or do not, there is no try. Up the fuck shot, he said.
Okay, let's get the end of the show here, eh? Hey, happy Wednesday. Have a great day. Get out there and knock it out of the park, eh? Freaking A, man. You've got a lot to do. Go make miracles happen. How long has that Starbucks been there, right? My guess is somebody picked it up in a box of auction items somewhere and they had it in their pinky and it fell off, or their pinky fell off. Maybe they had leprosy. I don't know. That's my version. You're going to miss this Friday. John, are you on the road for Memorial Day weekend? Are you northbound? We are hanging out here. We'll go to Hillsboro on Saturday because Layla's got track. Pro tip reminder, CapeCatfish.com season starts next Thursday, a week from tomorrow. First home game for your Cape Catfish. Can't freaking wait. TikTok live daily soon. That's awesome, Gregory. I'm in. I might stick one in later. I don't know if I'll get to one today or not. I don't know how much planning stuff I got on my deck. But anyway, hey, have a great week. I will see you guys on Friday morning, and we'll wrap things up in cha-cha-cha and Wu-Tang. Hey, hi, Sam, on TikTok. Yo, what's up? As we wrap the show. You can go back and rewatch the whole hour, though, and then catch it on Friday morning. 7:30 Central, 8:30 Mountain Time, I guess. No, Eastern Time. Shit, I don't know. I don't understand clocks. Have a great week.